Alright guys, welcome back. Yesterday the Doom beta came out and I have been pumped for it ever since it was announced that beta codes were available in Wolfenstein The New Order. So I've been waiting to type this beta code in for months and months, and I was finally able to do that. This is a first impressions video, and I'll take you guys through the things that I like and the things that I dislike. First, some general notes about the gameplay. The movement is smooth and fairly fast-paced compared to other FPS games on the Xbox One right now. There's a jump and then a weaker double jump component along with a mantling system. So far, this has been unobtrusive to the flow of the map, and actually I think it aids a lot in map movement. There is also no sprint, which I believe adds to the fast-paced gameplay. It may seem counterintuitive, but when no one can sprint, it actually forces people to be aggressive, so that actually keeps the game moving faster than games where you can just sprint away from the combat, such as like in the new Halo. There's also the health, ammo, and shields are actually all colorful pickups on the map, so you just walk over them, and that's how you get... There's no reloading, and there's no health regeneration unless you find ammo or pick up health packs. So it's all based around picking up these little colorful packs. There's also shield packs, same thing. And so you can have shields, so you can pick up shields and you can pick up health and you can pick up ammo. I know this is a beta, but this kind of feedback is crucial if they want to improve the game. So first, let's start with the cons. The most annoying thing in the game so far is the demon rune power-ups. I like the idea, but it's extremely frustrating to hear demon rune spawned a bunch of times in the game. On average, a demon rune will spawn probably like 7, 8 times a game, and one doesn't initially spawn like that, but people will pick it up about that often, because what happens is the initial demon rune will spawn, and then once that first demon dies, like once the other enemy team kills it, it'll actually drop again wherever they killed it, and then they'll be able to pick it up again. So it's you'll get demon runes, the demon guys running around almost, I would say, half of the time that the game is being played, and I think that's a little bit too much. So I think if they lowered the amount of times that the demon rune can be picked back up, or extended the amount that the demon rune can spawn, then I think that would add a lot to the game, because it's pretty frustrating. So far though, that's been the only glaring issue in my eyes. Otherwise, there hasn't been too much to complain about. The one-shot weapons can be annoying, but they aren't as bad as the demon rune. The most refreshing things about this game is actually the map design. It's complex and flows, and the actual aesthetics, at least on the 2 maps that I played and the 2 maps that are available, have been demonically fitting. These maps have blood gushing around them, satanic signs all over. It really adds to the hellish feel that they were going for. And I appreciate it. It works well. It works well. One of the things that I like the most about the game is that there is no sprint. And I know I had mentioned this earlier, and this is what I mean. In games where people can sprint, once a gunfight starts, it makes the option of fleeing that gunfight, like running away, much more appealing, since usually that person will be able to get away. My favorite example of this is in a game like Halo, where your shields and health are already pretty high. So in Call of Duty, it's not as much of a problem, but in Halo, since the health's so high, it takes a lot longer to kill people. So if they can just easily sprint out of there, then their shields are only at like half health, and they're gone and sprinted away. And that, in my opinion, actually slows the game down. So in games where there's pretty high health, which I would say the health in Halo and Doom is actually pretty comparable, because people do not die instantly. You have to put a good amount with the plasma rifle, you have to put in, like, I would say probably 15, like 10. You'll probably shoot like 10 to 15 times to get them down. People can die in like 2 direct rocket hits, but again, that's fairly hard to do. But since there is no sprint in Doom, it's not an issue, and it actually speeds up the gameplay, in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. All of the weapons feel unique and definitely have their own learning curve that you need to pick up in order to use them effectively. Such as, you know, the plasma rifle has very high bullet travel time, so you need to really lead your shots to be able to track onto people. And same with the rocket launcher, you know, and each weapon is vastly different. Getting used to the shotgun and just the movement in general is definitely, you have to get used to it. It took me probably like 10 games or so, but it's definitely unique and reminiscent of the past games. It's so far really enjoyable, actually. And my favorite combo, my favorite create a class, so there is a create a class system, and you can choose from the basic weapons, and you have a primary and you have a secondary, and you can have either or, and then you also can have a grenade. Now, I don't know if outside of the beta they're going to expand on this create a class at all. Like, so far right now, I think it works pretty well, just with this basic amount of stuff. My favorite so far right now is using the plasma rifle and the rocket launcher, although sometimes I will switch out the plasma rifle for a shotgun or the sniper rifle, which is also pretty fun to use. And then of course I use the frag grenade. In terms of customization, there's a pretty in-depth customization mode where you can customize a lot of things about your character, including like the type of armor, and there's, so far I've unlocked a few different types of like headgear, shoulders, arms, legs, etc. But then there's also cool kind of aesthetic changing where you can actually add designs and patterns and colors, a little more in depth than, say, I'll just compare it to Halo customization. I know a lot of people were saying this looked like a Halo ripoff, but it plays far from it. Although I do admit the base soldiers do look a lot like Spartans, which, you know, it is what it is. But you can add like tinting, and you can add scratches and scrapes and scuff marks and all that sort of thing. You can also do basically everything that you can do to your character, you can do to each of the weapons. And so you can come up with some pretty cool designs for your weapons and make them unique. There's not too many colors right now, but I feel like that's something that will definitely be expanded upon. Alright guys, well, I could tell you more of my opinion, but I will let the gameplay speak for itself. Also, if you are looking to pick up a beta code for Doom, then at GameStop and EB Games, they will be handed out there as well. If there's any correction that I need to make to that statement, I will, but I saw some articles pop up, and that is what they were saying. I'm still not sure if you need to have pre-ordered Wolfenstein or if they're just handing out beta codes for anyone. I'll definitely try and confirm that. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video and enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Alright, see you guys. Bye.
Enemy demons slain. Allied revenant spawn. 10 points remaining. Capturing zone. Secured zone. 2 minutes remaining. Minions slain. Losing zone. Enemy revenant spawn. Gains the lead. Demon possession ended. Score limit reached. Narrow victory. 10 kills remaining. Avenger. Comeback. Untouchable. Double kills. Five kills remaining.